Welcome to Destiny Moments with Eunice. Today we have a very interesting edition. More so that we have somebody who is a very interesting personality on set. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have an actor, a film maker, a producer, a man who has been on his job for 42 years, a man who was trained under our own Professor Wole Soyinka. This man has a master's in dramatic act, has a PhD in marketing communication, and this man has the dramatic and the academic. He's a highly professional personality. He's the delight of your home. This man's got all these good qualities, but I know that he's also rude, because he comes to your bedrooms whether you give him permission to come or not, especially if you dare to forget your TVs on. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the pleasure today of bringing on set for you Otumba Akin Akin Lewis.
Paula, you're working too hard for your health. Eh? Remember what the doctor said? He said you should spend some quality time to rest every day. Most of me.
Forget about the doctors. I mean, if I don't work, how will I pay them? They are working and asking everybody else to stop working and go hungry. Huh?
It's for your own good.
It's also for their own good. Don't I pay them?
Fred. I've been disturbed lately over this girl in your office, Tricia. Damilola said she's been blowing hot and cold, and I'm concerned.
What I don't understand is why you are concerned with the fact that your boy is going after a girl without pedigree. He's a nameless girl. Who is she?
But I don't see why I shouldn't respect Damilola's opinion.
This has nothing to do with Dami's opinion. As a matter of fact, it's a non-issue, and I'm not going to discuss it further.
Otumba, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, welcome. We got you after all.
Yes, glad to be here, finally. It's been a long time coming here. Thank you.
Yeah, well, that much I know about you. But please tell us, who is Otumba Akin
Akin Lewis.
Lewis?
Well, the truth is, what you see is what you get. But having said that, I was born in the north, raised there, and we had to come home just before the Civil War, all of those problems and all of that. So I had to come back to Ibadan to finish my primary school and then get into secondary school. And I must say that it was when we got to Ibadan that my interest in the arts blossomed. Hitherto, my father, who was an engineer, had always bought me comic books, literature books. He was always interested in getting me interested in arts, But he didn't really want me to be an artist. He just wanted me to broaden my vista. But the thing is, and that's how God works. By the time I was in the secondary school, I knew exactly what I wanted to be. And so here I am today for the 2 years after.
Are you saying you started acting from secondary school? Because I'm just wondering, if you've been acting for 42 years.
Yeah, actually, my 42 years, those are the professional years.
Are you serious?
I'm not even counting my secondary school days or primary school days. I'm not. My first TV novella that I did as a professional was in 1973 on NTV Ibadan. Yeah, it was called Dialect Vision, and it was written and produced by Professor Bode Showande one of those professors under whom I trained. So when I say 42 years, I'm talking as a professional.
I see why you're so professional about this. You were trained by all professors.
Oh yes,
by even talking of Wole Soyinka alone that I happen to know.
Yes.
Before now. I say.
At the University of Ife, I trained under Wole Soyinka. Was my head of department, and of course, he was also our director. And I have worked with a lot of those masters gone. Some are gone, some are still around. And then later I went to Europe. Did a master's in dramatic arts, and I studied under one particular professor called Sasho Stoyanov. He was a director of drama. Then I studied acting and directing. And then came back home. Then I did marketing communications.
You see, it's amazing to really be professional in what you've chosen to be, because when I watch you on TV,
yes,
it's life. You're just living your life. It's like you're living your life. It's difficult to just say, oh, this person is just acting. You see all the professionalism in it, especially Spider.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of Spider. But you are not very nice in Spider anyway.
No, actually, in Spider, I'm a nice person in Spider.
Tell me.
My wife is the one that is not nice. In Spider, I'm a businessman, very successful, and I have this big company. I have my family, I protect my family, and I make sure that everything works out well. Until I discovered that my wife was unfaithful. And even then, I still wasn't too hard on her. I didn't divorce her. I kept her in the house.
That was me too hard. It was even better if you had divorced her. How do you just keep her? It's like give somebody food and take away the appetite.
Yeah.
And then you just say, but I've given you food. How am I meant to eat it? Otumba, I know you're married and have kids.
Yes.
So you have a family life and you have your career.
Yes.
For you, which one comes first?
It's easy to say my family comes first. And that's the truth. My family is very important. But my work is also very important. What I have done, what God has helped me to do, is to separate the two. They are on separate
pedestals. Have you been able to do that successfully?
Oh yes, a long time ago.
No trouble doing that?
No trouble for me.
Okay.
Because the truth is, if I had to take my job home, how many characters am I going to be? I will become a madman.
Exactly.
I'll drive everybody off because I can be whoever I want to be. A lunatic, a governor, a president. So I don't take my job home. Yes, so my job is very important. Keeps the family going. And my family is also number one.
You see, Destiny Moments with Eunice is actually a mentorship program. And, sometimes when people look at you, they just imagine that, especially the upcoming, just feel that, oh, if I was as rich as he was, I would just do well in my career. If my father was the governor, I would just do well in my career. Because sometimes, when you've gotten up to limelight, people begin to misunderstand or even forget that you came from somewhere.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in the rough at all?
Oh yes. See, I come from this middle-level family. In those days, they used to call them the senior service. My father was the senior service. So we had, quite a nice life. We weren't hungry. It wasn't about crumbs. But the truth is, the most important thing we had was the education that we were able to. That was the most important thing. Because I come from a family of accountants, engineers, and all that. Everybody is a professional in their own field. And because of that, but see, life is not always a bed of roses. You get somewhere. For instance, my father got retired suddenly, and all the senior service life came crashing down. And now, what am I going to do? I needed to step up, and then go do all this stuff on my own. I knew exactly what I wanted to be, and I pursued it. My father died. He died. I wasn't even able to. There was nothing to be able to gather, So I had to go it on my own. So there was a time that it was tough, But if you have a focus and you know what you want to be in life, and God helping you, through all your mistakes and everything, you will get there. And so this is my story.
Now let me take you back. You've been in the profession for 42 years.
Yes, as a professional.
As a professional, yes. Where exactly did you start?
Well, I started, like I said earlier, I became very interested when I was in the primary school, in the secondary school. But immediately I finished my secondary school, I joined a professional group that was being run by a professor, an academic professor in the University of Ibadan. And so I started in Ibadan, stage and TV and all of that. And eventually I went to University of Ife, then I came to Lagos. I didn't grow up in Lagos. People actually think I know, but I didn't grow up in Lagos. Okay. And I've been all over the world.
You've done a lot of travels. I was reading something about you've done a lot of travels.
I have traveled.
Did that influence your career?
Yes, it does.
Definitely.
Because I can speak languages and because I know cultures.
What languages can you speak?
Well, I can speak French, I speak English, I speak Hausa.
I speak a bit of Hausa.
You speak Hausa a little bit. Today I need Tanzania Nepa.
Ni dan Kaduna ne.
Kaduna Gazaria.
Mama ya haife ni a Kaduna. At 44.
Today I'm going to Allah.
Please don't go away. We'll be right back.
Enough to make me go crazy. I am going mad in this house, Kola. Nothing seems to work. Not even the in vitro thing. Are you under a fault?
Is it my fault? So it's my fault now, eh?
Yes, it's your fault, Kola. It's your fault. You are weak and your seed is dead.
I know it's here somewhere.
Kola.
What will I do to you if I find him here? What will I do to him if I find him in here?
Welcome back. And if you're just joining us, this is Destiny Moments with Eunice. And on set with me is Otumba Akin Lewis. Otumba, you're welcome back.
Thank you.
Like every profession, every business, every career.
Yes.
When you start, seem like, is there a way out here? Everywhere looks foggy, not really clear. Did you have such experiences when you started?
Absolutely. That would be very early on, because especially at that time, there wasn't the art, the entertainment industry had not blossomed. In fact, we didn't have an entertainment industry.
At all.
Yeah, we were just doing what we were doing for the love of arts. And so, as young men, it was easy to earn little money, drink it away, girlfriends and pepper soup and all of that. But then, there comes a moment when you want to settle down, have a wife and kids, and that is when you start thinking very seriously.
Yeah.
Because you look forward and you don't really see very clearly. What you see is nothing to write home about. And it did come for me, I do believe. And what I did at that time was to create a parallel career for myself that will bring in the money while I can still continue with my passion. And that's what I did. And that's what gave birth to my own corporate life. So I did
What was that?
a marketing.
Okay.
Marketing. I did a postgraduate diploma in marketing communications. So I worked in the biggest advertising companies, the biggest public relations companies. As a matter of fact, I was a director at Globalcom in marketing. I was an executive director with Center Spread FCB, one of the biggest advertising companies. I actually retired as the chief operating officer of CMC Connect. That's one of the biggest.
And were you still doing your acting thing?
Absolutely, I was.
Oh, that was brilliant.
Absolutely, I was.
That was brilliant.
Yeah.
Now, so at what point in your acting career and your production and your filmmaking career, at what point did you have the break that made you feel this is something to do? And what did you do?
the thing is, I never stopped acting for a moment. And because I was making a lot of money from this other side, it never occurred to me to stop. You know, and I just kept doing it. But I must say that by the time I retired from the corporate world, the industry had blossomed. So this is all I do.
So it was like retiring from something that gave you so much into something.
Yeah, you might say this is my retirement.
Apparently, yeah.
You know, so now I mean, this is something I enjoy doing, and they pay me for it.
But there's something I want to get at this point, because I know that out there are people listening to you that are already in the profession and are just feeling this is not something to do. I think I should just walk away. Now, at what point did you really think that this career is worth keeping up? And what did you do? What exactly did you do that put you to line?
If I look back, I know there was a point when I just felt like, man, I don't know about this job. You know, am I going to be able to get married and retain my basic? But then I remember that I think it was 1979, 1980, there was this comedy production on TV, and it was called The Adventures of S.K. Adio, alias Why Worry the Baba. I did that, and it just blew me into national limelight. Yeah, and I think I was probably about 24 or something. And I was playing the role of a 60-year-old man. Yeah, and it became so popular, and I thought, no, I shouldn't leave this thing. Yeah, but there's no money now. So what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? And that was one of the reasons that led into me, you know, creating a parallel career for myself. And once I started getting money, I was able to continue with my passion. You know, and so every once in a decade or something, I do something by the grace of God that is so powerful, it will just blow. You know, and that's how come you saw Spider. You know, I have done mind bending. You know, I have some serious Yoruba drama too. And I just finished wrapping up with Hotel Majestic, which again I hear is, you know, probably the best on the continent now in terms of television drama. Yes, serious, you know. So that's how it's been for me. You know, that's how it's been. Instead of giving it up, I found something that could help me continue to innate. You know, maybe if I hadn't come up with this parallel career thing, maybe I would have dropped out. Yeah, because there was no way that I could have survived. Not with a wife and 3 children, and I wanted to give them the best. I wanted to give them the best, you know. So the gift of God to me, you know, was that He gave me my career in marketing, whilst I was able to go on and keep everybody entertained.
The upcoming,
yes.
Are you encouraging them to diversify?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying.
Well, that's strange.
Yes, I'm saying even we are at a point in Nigeria where, and that's the truth, you might not be able to keep it up with just one job. These are the days of moonlighting, I'm telling you.
Sure.
See, maybe unless you work in the oil sector, the telecoms, and you know, maybe then you can keep. But there are so many other jobs that you may need to do something to keep it up. In my language, they call it ishowo. Yeah, that is artisanship. Yeah, artisanship. Yeah, that's, you know, and that's what has kept me. So I'm saying, don't give it up. Just make sure you find a way, find something that will show you up, so that you can then continue your passion. Because there's nothing like doing your passion. It's like getting paid for free. Yeah, you enjoy it and they still pay you.
I know you're enjoying it.
Oh,
so even
I
if
am.
you were not paid, you still want to go.
Yes,
and then you get
yes.
paid for it.
Yes.
Now, Atupa, you've had a number of awards, but there was a recent award you just had.
Yes.
Tell us.
Okay, 2 weeks ago, that's the most recent award that I just got. There's a conglomeration of Nigerian students at tertiary education level, and every year they come together, and in every sector of our economy, they select people who have done, they have criteria and all of that. So from my own subsector of the economy, they selected me, and they gave me a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Wow.
Yeah, that same night, the Jagaban also got something, yes, for his contribution to, I think, the Nigerian politics or whatever of recent times. So it's a very serious award, as far as I'm concerned, it's a very serious award. And again, because it is coming from the youth, and most of our youths are very smart. I went myself to receive the award.
It's amazing.
Yes, because
it's an award you want to receive yourself.
Yes, because those students.
You don't want to receive in proxy.
No, I received this one myself, and so that's the recent one.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a good one. Otumba, what is your definition of success? What do you think success is?
Well, I don't know if everybody will agree with me, because the truth is I do not see money as my definition of success. Wealth doesn't come in, I don't know. My definition of success is being able to surmount all the obstacles that come before you in your lifetime. And believe me, there are obstacles in life.
Absolutely.
And I have had my own share of obstacles, and I'm still here, going strong. Now, I'm a very successful person. I'm a successful person. By the grace of God, and for me, that is it. That's my definition of because, see, I wouldn't even be Akin Lewis of today if I hadn't, overcome all of those obstacles, I could have gotten killed in the north just before the war. When I went to read in Europe, I was going to get killed in the train by some drunken soldier. I have been, believe me, when you surmount all of those obstacles and you can still smile at life, you are a very successful person.
Absolutely. I agree with you. I agree with your definition of success. And now as we just wind up, what is your counsel to the people watching, to the young upcoming people, to people who just think you came from the moon? Because some people think you came from the moon.
Yeah.
But you don't. You haven't come from the moon.
Yeah, no,
you passed through the ranks. you came through the ladder.
Absolutely. See, there are two sets of people who are my fans. Those who know me from way back, who has always been following me. Some of them will call me Why Worry, from that soap I was telling you about. And then there is the young ones who probably thought I suddenly, where did they come from? Let me just say thank you to those who have been following me since the days of Why Worry. I thank you very much. Don't get tired. We're still in there doing it. Now, to the youths, I want to say, and I'm saying this with all respect, but I know that the youth is always impatient. I know you want to be an Akin Lewis. Yes, you will be an Akin Lewis. You will be more than an Akin Lewis, but you will not be it in one day.
Absolutely.
That's taken me 42 years to get here. In my industry, there are what we call overnight stars. You do one film and boom, it sells so much, everybody loves you. But the truth is, how many people are there? Every other person had to work hard at it. And so don't lose hope. It is tough. This is one of the toughest sub-industries in the sub-sector. I'm telling you, it is tough. We used to say when we were in School of Drama that outside of the army, the School of Drama was the one that had so much discipline.
Really?
So, you won't believe me. If you had to be there by 7, you better be there 7:15. It's as simple as that. Or you may just lose your place. It's as simple as that, So very, very, very tough. And I'm saying that stick in there. If this is what is ordained for you, if this is your destiny, you will get there. Only continue to work hard.
Atumba, this is
Yes.
from Destiny Moments with Eunice to you. It's actually from our sponsors, Home Ferry.
Okay.
I'm sure this will beautify somewhere in your house.
I do believe.
Thank you
very
for
much.
coming.
Thank you very much.
We'll bring you back again.
Okay, anytime.
Yeah.
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
my friend. Nice to be here.
Otumba says you can be an Akin Lewis, but it could take you 42 years or less. But just stay focused and work hard. And from me, if you can wait and work in focus, you just suddenly discover that all you lost comes running, hugging, and living with you. And until we come your way next week, it's